It had been a terrible year. First, my husband's company changed, and he lost his stay-at-home job. What were we going to do now? After much discussion, we decided that the best way to supplement our income was to have Danny work selling alarms door to door. He left our home in Flagstaff, Arizona, and flew to Baltimore, Maryland. We would not see him again until summer vacation, over 2 months away. Our children, who came to expect their daddy to be there every morning when they woke up and tuck them into bed every night when they went to bed, were now in a single-parent household. It was so difficult to keep a positive attitude during this time. Finally, school was out for the summer, and we are so excited to be reunited with Danny. We spent the summer taking the bus to all the places around the area. We ate blue crabs, went to the harbor, even took our kids to Philadelphia. It was the start to a great summer, with more adventures to come. Then came the phone call I will never forget. Our neighbor, who had been watching over our house while we were gone, told us that there had been a forest fire in the area. While our home was spared from the fire, there had been a series of rainstorms in the area, and our home was now on the path of the flash floods that followed the rain. Our basement was now filled with more than a foot of dirty water. I was devastated, and more than 3,000 miles away. I felt helpless. Thankfully, my neighbors and people at church were able to come into my home and clean the floors and throw away all the items that were ruined. I was able to come home a week later to observe the damage. There was a semi-truck parked outside, which held all of our possessions that could be salvaged. Inside, I could see the damage the flooding had caused. The floors were ripped down to the concrete foundation, and the walls were caked with black mud. The damage was extensive, and our insurance company refused to pay for it. Through much discussion, my husband and I decided it was just too expensive to fix the house, and we needed to foreclose. This place, the house where 3 of my children had been born and taken their first steps, was now lost to me. My husband and I needed to move for his job the next year, which included 5 months in Utah. During this time, I was bitter. I couldn't understand how things in my life could have derailed so quickly. I blamed my husband for our financial troubles, and I blamed God for my unhappiness and bad fortune. While the rest of the world saw me as cool and put together, I was a mess. I wondered if I would ever find peace in my soul and a positive outlook in my life again. Depression slowly crept in and stole every moment of joy I had once enjoyed. My outlook had to change. One day, I took a good, hard look at myself and realized that this attitude was unacceptable. We would be leaving for Richmond, Virginia for the summer, and I took this opportunity to start fresh. As we pulled up to our apartment for the summer, I was determined to have gratitude for the life I had and stop obsessing about the things I couldn't change. I started to research the city I lived in, and I found out that there were many historical places just a short drive away. This was my turning point. I had spent much of my life reading about historical places that were now only a short distance from me. I took this new opportunity to explore these sites and take my children to see these areas of American history. I took them to Yorktown, where we explored the Revolutionary War times. I took them to the oldest plantation in the U.S., where they learned what life was like in the 18th century, not only for the white settlers, but also for the slaves that they brought with them. We lived only 15 miles from Petersburg, the place of the Civil War's last battles. The kids and I were even able to take place in a reenactment, giving orders to the men who loaded and fired the cannons. Finally, I took them to Washington, D.C., where they saw the original Star-Spangled Banner, the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, and the Lincoln Memorial. I was able to really show them what it means to be an American, the struggles and triumphs that our forefathers had to bear in order to create the life that we now live. It was also great for me to compare their struggles with my own, and to see that mine were so small in comparison. The summer seemed to pass so quickly for me, and it was now time to find new employment. Danny and I were able to find work back in Arizona. I look back on this time, and I am thankful that I was able to appreciate the time that I spent there. Virginia could have easily been such a bad experience for me. Instead, my attitude changed everything. I was able to see so much, to appreciate so much, and to experience even more. I came to see that this change was something special, an opportunity to turn lemons into lemonade. I was able to put my bitterness aside and add sweet experiences that I now treasure. This event has changed the course of my life. Anytime I have felt myself become anxious or depressed, I just remember to tell myself to embrace these changes. You never know when another opportunity might be just around the corner.